Hello. Hello. So this is the makeup session for the Business Plugs Mixer, which normally comes on Sunday evenings at 7. And if you noticed yesterday, I didn't come in because it was a busy weekend. There's a lot of things going on. And so I didn't make it on yesterday, but I wanted to come on this morning, actually during your lunchtime, to talk about starting a business. So I wrote this book and it's called Building Your Own Business: How to Get Started 101. And I did that. When people see BYOB, they're like, oh, what is BYOB? Well, it's building your own business in this case. And this book is designed to help those people who want to learn how to start businesses, because I found that when you know what to do, it's a lot easier than when you are guessing and just throwing anything against the wall, just trying to see what sticks. So in this month of Juneteenth, and I thought, well, what's a good gift that you could give people? And one of the things you can give people is business knowledge, is how to create their own wealth, especially now that everything is going up, but people's paychecks, like the average person is not getting raises to keep the same pace as the inflation that we're all incurring right now. So it probably behooves us to learn how we can monetize some of those things that we already know how to do so that we can stretch our dollar a little bit further, right? And so I wrote this book back in 2018, and it was based on what I had heard over 5 years from people who had a desire to start businesses, right? And this book is a great place to start, because it gives you a lot of the information that you need in order to get started. Now, it's not comprehensive, so that means that you still have some learning to do, but it's a great way to get started. And what we talk about is in the book. I dedicated it to my great grandparents, who I learned through our genealogy that they came out of slavery and were property owners. And after he passed, she became a boarding house. So she started a little entrepreneurship out of her own. And so, in order to keep things going, right? Because we want entrepreneurs in our families. When you have entrepreneurs that headed your family, right? So, in keeping with what they were doing in buying property and in um, starting businesses, that's what I do. That's what I do now. Is, I own property, and I'm start helping people start businesses. But my business is helping other people start their businesses, and so I dedicated my book to them. What this book talks, and it's a quick read. It's what, 73 pages. I mean, it's not a thick book, but on purpose. The reason I did that, but I put a lot of links in it and things. The reason I did that is because a lot of times you don't have time. You don't have time for a lot of reading. And so this was to make it compact. So business owners who wanted to get started had enough information in their hand to get started. I have a mentor guide. If you are getting ready to start a business, one thing, and I'm going to talk about, I guess, the three mistakes that I see that people make before they start businesses or when they're starting businesses. The number one mistake is they don't have a mentor. And so if you don't have a mentor, that means you have to create your own pass and fails. Like, you don't have anybody to learn from how to get around those potholes that most businesses start out having. So having a mentor kind of gives you the shortcut to look over things that you may not have thought about, that you may not have incurred in your industry, preferably, so that they can help you to get started, right? They can tell you some things that may be shortcuts that you can take in order to get to your success a lot sooner than they got to theirs. So that's one thing, is people don't have people won't get mentors, and you can get mentors free. Mentorship for businesses is free. Go to score.org. That's SORSCORE.org. I'll get it right in a minute. This is COVID brain. It's still kind of crazy. But anyway, SCORE, SCORE.org is a place you can find a free mentor anywhere in the United States. And what I normally tell my business owners is don't get one that's in your city or state. Find one that's closest to your industry. Like if you're in the fashion, find one in New York. And if you're in the fashion, if you're into acting or movies or arts or any of those things, consider New York, or consider LA, or consider Atlanta, because they have, the movie industry growing there. Find where your industry is blooming and try to find a mentor there. That's one of the things I suggest. Um, Another thing is business owners don't take a SWOT analysis so they can see what they have and learn what they need. A SWOT analysis is an acronym, it's SWOT. So the S is you actually look at your strengths, the W is you look at where you're weak, and these are not, most people say, "Ooh, that weakness part, that part's hard, Linda," but it's looking at your weaknesses so that you can mitigate or put things in place, controls in place, so that your weaknesses they don't become a big problem. Like if you don't want to observe what your weaknesses are, you'll never know how to fix them or how to get things to mitigate the impact of them. So the first two, the S and the W, are internal. You're looking at yourself, your business and your business idea. You're saying, people always say I have these strengths, or I can do this easily. And then you're looking at your weaknesses and you're thinking, oh, okay, so I may not be good with numbers, or I may not be good with marketing, or I have no experience in the industry, or I don't have funding, like whatever that is, whatever that is. But then you can start, once you've identified your weaknesses, you can start thinking, okay, so how do I turn this weakness into a strength? Who do I need to talk to? Where do I need to go? What do I need to do? And a lot of times, one of the things I think is the weaknesses of most new businesses is they do not go to their small business development centers. Like there are small business development centers all over the country. They are a free service. They are partners with the Small Business Administration. And guess what? Their job is to help you get your business started. A lot of people don't even know that or don't use it. If they know it, they don't use it. And I get it. Sometimes you may have had an experience with an agency and it wasn't a good one. So you're like, well, I can't work with them because they're not helping me. I hear that so much. And I'm like, no, 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 no. If your personality doesn't mesh with the person they put you with, ask for another person. Most times there are 3, 4, 5 people in the office. So you get to work with any of them. You're not locked into working with just one. Like if your personalities don't mesh with the person that they assigned you to, then ask them if you can have another counselor. It's that simple. I mean, yeah, and it's worth it because they have access to funding non-traditionally. They also have access to business knowledge that you can't get anywhere else at the price that they charge, because the price is free. Because the price is free. It's a free service that is paid for by the federal government. When you pay your taxes, you're actually paying for their services. So if you're a small business and if you have not done so already, get to your local, call them, make an appointment with the nearest small business development center. That right there is going to be a gem that's going to take you a long, long place. Another thing, so that's the SWOT, that's the W, and the S, and the W. The other thing looks externally. So the other part of SWOT analysis looks outside of you. You look at your landscape or the industry that you're going in, and you determine, what does it look like? What does other businesses look like? Like, who's my competitors? Pays to know who your competitors are. Pays to know who's in the industry. And you look at them and you think, well, this person is great at what they do, but, and so that you see becomes your competitive edge and an opportunity for your business to bring something to the marketplace that's missing. So you look at the O is for opportunities. What opportunities are out there in your industry? What's not being done? I tell my students and my clients, the easiest thing is to look and see what's not being done. A lot of times when you use a service or you buy a product, you think this would be great if we had whatever, right? Or this needs to be added to this process to make it better. That becomes your competitive edge. That becomes the opportunity for you to put something in the marketplace. When you identify that, can you put it there? That's going to be an advantage for you if you can. The other part is threats. The final one is threats. It's looking out in the industry and seeing what threatens your success. Like what things or what can you put in place to help you to get around some threat that you foresee, or that even if it comes down to the industry. A lot of times there are businesses already established, right? And so you see what's working. The threat to you is if you don't implement what you see that's working. This is not copying, this is modeling. Very different. Copying is you take somebody else's idea and I'm going to do exactly what they're doing. No, no, no. We're not doing that out here. What we're doing though, if we see something that is working and we know that the market has accepted that as the norm, then we can model, put our own spin on whatever is being done. And that helps us again to build a competitive advantage. So that's the SWOT analysis. A lot of business owners don't do that. Another thing, and I actually have a tool in the book to show you how to do a SWOT analysis. Um, Another thing, a business tool that I put in there is time management. Like understanding your time. When you are a business owner, it's very important for you to understand how to manage your time. Time management. A lot of people I talk to say, well, Linda, that's the thing. I am always late to everything. Well, you can't be late to everything if you're going to operate a business. Time is a big factor in your success. And by time, I mean being able to manage your time. How many hours do you plan to dedicate towards your business? Especially when most people who first start are working another full-time job. Like, what can you afford to spend on your business? Keep in mind that everything that's going on now will be going on when you start a business. So if the kids, homework or field trips or their sports activities or whatever it is, whatever's going on right now will continue to go on while you're trying to build a business. And so the onus is on you to figure out how much time do I have to dedicate toward a business. That's very important. Very important. So I have a time management tool in the book that you can use to help you look at your time management skills and how you can use them to help you to be a better time manager of your own time. Okay. And so those are just tools I put in the back of the book. But also in the book, I put things like tips of things you can do very, very, very plainly, telling you exactly how to implement like actionable steps. I made sure I put that in there. I talked about technology because a lot of times people don't put technology in their businesses and they're doing things manually, especially businesses that have been around a while. They're still doing manual processes. And so, what I do, if I came to your business, I do what's called a 360 assessment, where I look at your business holistically and we will walk through your business and make your business idea and make sure that your business model supports what you're trying to do. And what that looks like is looking at 7 key areas of your business so that if you are already up and running, that you may see you need to add automation here or technology there. You may see that some of the processes that you're doing with a pen can be automatically done with a download. Like there are things like that. How can we make your business more efficient and make you a more sufficient business owner? That's what the 360 business assessment about. And so looking at competitive edge, there are 4 factors you should consider. You want to create something that's rare. You want to create something that's not easily duplicatable, right? Unique. You want to create something that's, non-substitutable, meaning people can't use another product to do exactly what your product does. And then you want to add technology. And so those are the things we talk about when we're talking about the 360 review. Also, we talk about customer service and we talk about the exit strategy. Like if you have a business, what happens to your business when you're no longer wanting to run it? So we talk about that. So the third thing that we I want to make sure I impress upon you is that in your business, want to make sure that you listen to people who already are in business. When you say I'm going to start a business, people come out of the woodwork to give you advice. Now, that can be good and that can be not so good. Sometimes those people who are offering you advice have never operated a business. And so what sounds good may not be good, but listen to what they say and you get to decide whether you use it or not. I generally don't take business advice from people who are not business savvy, but I will listen. I will listen and see if that idea or suggestion they provide, if it garners some type of me to think some kind of way about things that I haven't thought about. But a lot of times when you start a business, they'll tell you, it's like my oldest son used to be a comedian. And when you become a comedian, everybody has a joke that they've been sitting on for years, waiting to meet you so they can tell you, you need to say this in your act, or you need to say that. He used to get so many people telling him what kind of jokes he should tell, even though these were not comedians. These were not comedians. They heard a good joke and they thought, oh, you should tell this and you should add this to your routine. You get to decide what information, what advice you take. It's your business, your baby. And so, my advice to you is to take advice and apply the advice that you can use. It's like the elders told us about, advice. You chew the chew the fat and spit out the bone. So you take what you can and then just pocket the rest. Thank them for their courtesy. But a lot of times, every Joe Blow out there has some advice for you about your business. And they've never started a business themselves, and nor are they interested in starting one. It's just that you have a business. So, this is my opportunity to help them by giving you advice that's going to be life saving. Yeah. But those are the three things. So, getting a mentor to make sure that you have somebody to help guide you along the way. I say mentor, that can be in the form of a mentor in your industry or a business coach. You're going to need somebody to help guide you along your way. The second thing is a SWOT analysis, like actually taking inventory of who you are, what you have, what your business is in, the industry you're in, and what does the landscape look outside of your business. And then the final thing is be cautious of from, who you take advice from, because people will offer you advice whether you can use it or not. And a good thing to do is if you can use it, thank them for it and use it. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. I wrote and self published the Building Your Own Business Getting Started book to help entrepreneurs or those who will be entrepreneurs. It is available on Amazon.com. And because I am doing this whole Juneteenth month right here, you can inbox me and I can give you instructions on how to get one that's signed by me, dedicated to you. Inbox me where you've watched this video and let's get you a book. Okay. So, with that being said and done, I hope this makes up for my not showing up yesterday. But I wanted to give you information that you can use in order to get your business idea up and running. It's called Building Your Own Business, BYOB, Getting Started 101. It is a great complement with your business idea in giving you actionable steps that you can start. And it's a small read. It's a small read, 73 pages toward helping you to become a better business owner. I thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you guys on Sunday. I will be doing an interview on Sunday. Bye bye.